Hey, what is going on, everybody? Boilon here, and in today's video, which I realize we don't have a lot of time, we're going to be here to talk about the Cosmic Crucible Ultimate 32 tournament. Yes, it is going live today. Yes, first match anyways. Yes, by the time some of you watch this, it may actually be live already. However, maybe, just maybe, that some of you people might see it before it goes live, and some of you may also, it might give you some idea of what to think about going forward for the second match. We're going to talk about the whole details of the Ultimate 32. We're going to take a look at my tournament lineup. We're going to take a look at the teams that I am deciding to use for match number 1. Quick caveat, I'm not, the biggest expert on Cosmic Crucible. I wasn't Diamond, actually. I've been downgraded to the top of the Platinum because of the league loss. And so, if you're looking for Masters level Crucible, this isn't it. But we're going to be going over it anyways, and hopefully that we'll all kind of learn something together. So if you're ready to go, then let's boil this down. And, I had to give that caveat because if you guys watch my other videos, Boilon sucks at Cosmic Crucible. It's not that I know what's going on. I care about Crucible a little bit more, I usually do, than Alliance War. So that's something. I do care a little bit. I'm not super terrible in my leagues. But here we are, the Cosmic Crucible Ultimate 32. And I kind of wanted to show you... well, here's the list. Where's the list season? Is it here, the leaderboard? Where do I see it? Anyways, the players. It's rankings. So apparently it is organized by TCP. I am number 8 apparently in TCP. So where am I at? I'm at 30, almost 32 million TCP, and Spider Scott is 42 million TCP. He's probably gonna wreck people. And then second place is 39. But then right at the bottom, we have the Bryce is right. That's hilarious. He's 17.7 million. So I guess his rating must be really high for him to actually be in the grouping with me. I've heard some Reddit posts, of course, and other people talking about how the range in TCP for matchups were not very good. Let's see, number 31 is 25 million. So it's quite a bit of a jump, actually. So there's a big, group of people between like 25 million and I guess, 40 million or what's above me a little bit. So it is, and he's not at 95 yet, but nonetheless, hopefully this particular grouping won't be that bad. Let me know if any of you in the comments down below are here. I don't personally recognize anyone's name here myself, but there's a lot of players in the game. So if any of you watch my videos and we match up against each other at all, feel free to DM me on Discord and maybe we can do a video about that. And I'll probably try to do my best to get some recordings in for the Crucible tournament. I don't know if I'll be posting this on a daily basis or not. I think that depends on what else I'm going to be posting over the weekend, what kind of events might be popping up, because I do event videos as well, of course, the day before events, so that's a priority for me. But maybe I might try to get my recordings in. I'm not sure if it'll be a compilation video if I release it one at a time. But let's talk about some of the defense. Let's talk about some of the rooms. I also really quickly want to talk, not the leagues, I really want to talk about the season rewards. So this is just like it's a 6-day season. And so let's take a look at it. It's not super great by any means, but no, actually it's terrible. It's terrible. What the hell is this? Elite Crucible credits is like barely anything. Is this less? I think this is, yeah, I think the payout is less. This is less per Crucible normally gives a lot more than this for 1 week of work. This can't be right. This is incredibly low. Incredibly low. I'm going to get more Crucible credit. This has to be per match. No, it can't be per match. I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below. Like, this amount of credits and gold is just pitiful. Like, you get way, or at least the credits, you get way more than this per week in a regular season. I don't know what's going on. Hopefully that's a bit of a bug. But let's talk about my defense, because that's what we're here to talk about. And apparently not a lot of people are actually going over this, and this is going to be what I'm doing for my first match. A lot of this is probably going to change, or some of these are going to change on a match-by-match basis. I'm kind of just trying out different things. There's a few rooms that I think are more important than others, and I want to point these out. So room number 3, I think, is going to be more important because this is Web Warriors. Web Warriors count as Tangled Web. Room number 4 has the potential to be important. This one's really weird and interesting at the same time, and I'm not sure who exactly qualifies or how it's coded if it actually works that way. So every consecutive summoned character of the same summoned character on either side of the field adds 20% more max health to each future summon. So there's a few that right off the bat that you could... Greg from Hela, Doom with the Doombots, Multiple Man with his clones, Kingpin with the bodyguards, and maybe Mr. Negative with his summons. His summons, I'm pretty sure, have the same name, but they have a different kit. So is that going to qualify? I'm not sure. Because looking at it, the same summon character. Is it the same summon character? I don't know. I don't know if it qualifies for that. But there are, any summon characters, I suppose, as well. Technically, you could use Nick Fury and things like that, but you're not guaranteed to get the same summon. But, you might get a second of the same type, whether it's an operative or a security agent. So that might help there. But nonetheless, I am trying to take advantage of using my Underworld team a little bit here. And instead of using Green Goblin, I'm using Red Guardian for Spawn Taunt, and I don't know how effective this is necessarily going to be, but I have a pretty big Taskmaster, and I just want to see if this does at least bait something useful. And I'll be interested in attacking this on the offense, which is why you won't see Kestrel on the defense, because I plan on saving her for offense, because I think in some cases, that ability of being able to block, like a round of summons might be quite helpful here. So this could be a very interesting room. I don't know how impactful this is going to be, but it could be kind of fun. Now, number 6, this is probably the most important room in this entire tournament, in my opinion. Overcharged. This is fun, and actually Season 3 is going to have a slightly watered down version of this, where its special abilities cost 2 more and ultimates cost 2 less. Now we have 3 more and 3 less. So what this basically tells you is you want to try and run characters where their special attacks are less important and their ultimate attacks are way more important, and especially lower ability energy. That way you have the potential to spam this quite frequently. So I have decided on this for just now. Apocalypse, Emma Frost, the Eternals, and Hela. There is no need to kind of pair off the Eternals and Tangled Web for this tournament, because that's not in existence until Season 3. And these characters have fairly short ultimate cooldowns. At least Cersei, Icarus, and Hela do, with a cooldown of 5 or less. And so that tells me that, and their specials aren't super important in my opinion. You have Cersei's specials, they're good attacks, but I want them to spam the crap out of their ultimate skills. And that's, I don't know if I'm going to get this, but that's what I'm trying. And so the reason why I have Hela here is, hopefully that if the Gregs get killed, that's going to knock back some turn bar. We're going to have Emma Frost here to help on the speed count, and Apocalypse, because that means he's going to open with his alt instead of his special. And I'm curious, with the trauma that it's going to place on everyone, hopefully that he gets to there, that this will actually do something. And my hope is that, my one hope is that nobody uses Tangled Web to kick my ass here, because that still could be a thing here. But because of the Tangled Web room here, I think a lot of people are going to opt to use them on defense instead. So I might be safe there in that regard. So this is just my first one. There's a ton of different characters, though, that you could consider. I would kind of take a look at your top roster and kind of go through that and, check out their ultimate abilities. How frequently are you going to be able to see that land? And I think that's going to be very, cool. And this is something I'll be keeping an eye on, I think, going forward as well. So that's a really nice one that I wanted to kind of just point out there. The health insurance room, this one's kind of weird. And the reason why I put Infinity Watch here is because I want to know whether or not the safeguard prevents it from being removed. And I don't know. And maybe I won't know unless I use them on offense, now that I think about it. But it says, on turn, characters remove all positive effects from self and heal 10% per positive effect removed. So I guess my thoughts were that if they have Safeguard, which they do on Spawn, that it may not actually remove the positive effects and I may get healed anyways as a result. I'm not sure. Or maybe it just won't, because it'll try to remove it and it won't. and I won't get healed at all. I'm not really sure on this one. It doesn't seem super impactful though, and I tend to put Infinity Watch on the defense anyways because they're a bit of an efficiency sponge. So that's what's happening there. Room number 3. We're gonna go back over this again. Web Warriors count as Tangled Web. Why did I choose OG Spider-Man and Ghost Spider? So, it's sad that actually Tangled Web are not Web Warriors, because then that would mean that if any of the Web Warriors were hit, or if any of the Tangled Webs were hit, that Ghost Spider would retaliate. So I'm pretty sure in this instance that Ghost Spider is still only going to retaliate if OG Spider-Man is hit, not the others. But nonetheless, it means that if any of the Web Warriors get hit, then it's going to trigger the ability energy nonsense that is given to Tangled Web. So that has the potential to be pretty crazy. I don't normally use Spider-Man Noir, just in general. I don't have him built up very high, and by comparison, I don't know what kind of value I'm going to get out of that, but I'm going to start with that for number 1. I don't think there's any value in running, actually, now that I think about it, I might run Scarlet Spider instead. I'm not a huge fan of Scarlet Spider because he loses a lot of his bonuses outside of raids, but I'm 7-star on him. So I probably should do this, and that's what I'm going to go there. He has some pretty high power values now that I think about it, because he's 7 red. So that's 255k. That's probably going to give me more value than Spider-Man Noir will. So we're going to go with that after all. And that has the potential, again, to just trigger the ability energy for Weaver and 29, actually just Weaver. I think it's not everyone. it's just Weaver. But nonetheless, she's going to get a lot of turn bar, and hopefully she'll go. Portable shield device. I've used this team up actually in the other season, because this was in season 2. And this is the Fortifier on defense and offense. Fortifier characters, when they use an ultimate ability, spread all positive effects to adjacent allies. And so I kind of want Agatha to be here, but I also want Agatha, when she uses her basic, to draw in Morgan Le Fay. But I have put in Nick Fury in the middle here, and so when he ults, he's going to spread his buffs to Morgan Le Fay and to Strange in this instance. So after he picks up the offense up in those other buffs, he's going to spread that to them, and they should have Safeguard as well. So those are just more buffs for them. I have actually won with this in the past, so I'm going to give this a go again. Even though I have a full Invaders team, I'm not going to be using them as such. I'm going to break it up and use Nick Fury. I haven't quite figured out a value for the Invaders team by themselves, so there's that. And then Bionic Avengers. Not a big fan of this when it rains. Maybe this is more impactful than I believe it to be, but nonetheless, on defense or offense, when a positive effect is applied to an enemy, this was a Scourge, by the way, in the Death Scourge. Increase the duration of all positive effects on that enemy by 1 up to a max of 3, and then negatives just also get 1 more extra turn. So this potentially on the debuff side of things could be really good. They have a lot of bleeds, but Bionic Avengers are a pretty easy team to beat. So I'm not really sure of the teams that I have left over, what I would consider using instead. I don't want to stack up my defense too high, because I believe that at the end of the day, just like other Cosmic Crucibles, that offense is more important than defense. And if you're not able to clear all of them, then you're not going to be able to maximize your points. I don't think I want to put teams like Unlimited X-Men in here. Maybe Weapon X? I don't know if they have more value than, say, Bionic Avengers necessarily. Sometimes I use Bionic Avengers to beat Hero as Guardians. Does Hero as Guardians even have any? Maybe. You know what? Where are my Hero as Guardians? Maybe I'll put them in there instead, because I think Bionic Avengers are pretty easy to beat. It's been so long that I don't even think I have them even in here. No. Because this is my offense. Right, well, yeah. I'm going to find them manually. So I will put Hero as Guardians in here. I think that's what I'm going to do. Let's just search for Asgardians, and I'll just find it that way. Now, it's been such a long time since I've used these characters, I don't even know where they should be. But I'm going to go Thor, Mighty Thor, Valkyrie, Sif on one side. I don't think it really matters too much. Does it? Oh, wait, maybe I won't use Heimdall. Do we need to use Heimdall? He's terrible. But who can I use instead? I don't normally like Heimdall. My Heimdall's also pretty weak. What character can I just stick in? Cap! 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 Because of Thor, and he's wave 1. I'm going to use Cap. I'm going to put Cap in here. and see if that makes any difference at all. I don't know if it will. Sif, yeah, maybe I should use another tank. I don't know if I really have anyone else to put. Hulk. That would break up my Gamma, of course. So my Gamma is something that I'm going to be using on the offense rather than on defense, because I think it's a little bit better in the control of the player. We could use Captain Carter, but the issue is that I guess that none of them actually tank on spawn. Or their first ability really would be coming from Sif, I think, because Cap is going to chuck a shield, isn't he? So yeah, I thought about putting in Captain Carter instead of Sif, but maybe I'll do that on the next run, and we'll see like what works and what doesn't. So yeah, Heroes Guardians. Landing on that one. Might not work too well, only 918k, but who knows, maybe it'll surprise me. So that's going to be the end of this, you know, the setup, the defense setup. Let me know what you guys are doing. Let me know what you think is the most important rooms. In my opinion, I think it's going to be number 6. I think in future videos, you know, if maybe we'll tailor this again, and I'll talk about, you know, other maybe things that I've run into and what you could do. Honestly, if you're thinking about what you want to put into room 6, I would go into your roster, look at some of your most powerful characters. Some people did it on Unlimited X-Men, but I think that Rogue's special is so important that she won't be able to use it in that room because she'll be just, I guess, using the ultimate more, which is fine, but I mean, part of what makes them really good is the tanking part of this, and not being able to use this on turn 1 is going to be a massive hit to Unlimited X-Men, in my opinion. But otherwise, I would just go through the top of your roster, kind of take a look at some of the characters, you know, take a look. I'm almost super tempted to just like run Tangled Web in some form in that room 6, because man, she would get to this just so more frequently. It's just crazy. It would be absolutely bonkers, and she still get that bonus, but you wouldn't get the Web Warriors thing, and that would be a complete waste there. I don't know, maybe I'll just do that for fun one day and just put Tangled Web in the Eternals into room 6 anyways, and just say screw it. Let me know what kind of combinations you're using in the comments down below, especially in that room 6, because I think that's going to make the biggest deal. Anyways, that's the end of this video, and we'll be doing a blog video most likely later on, so that's going to be the end for now. Until next time, stay safe and healthy, and I'll see y'all later. Boilon signing out.